Hello Collective, this is Tan from Artemis Oracle doing your reading. Today is September. What? Oh my god. Today is not September. So, you know what? I'm going to make this September collective reading. I hope you're all doing well and your weekend is off to a good start. I'm hoping to have this video posted by today, which is August 30th. So September 1st is Labor Day, so I hope you enjoy the long holiday weekend. So I want to get a couple cards from the Four Agreements deck. Lately, I don't know, I've been wanting to use this deck because they have the Four Agreements. Always do your best, be impeccable with your word, don't take things personally, and don't make assumptions. So it was around this time last year that I was using I reread the Four Agreements. I think it's a really good book. You know, it just gives you a different perspective of how you can live life without allowing other people's energies, their attitudes toward you, or projections impact you in any way, but also being aware of the projections that you may be putting out into the world yourself. So let's see what messages we get for you. Okay, I'm going to pick randomly. First one, and be impeccable with your word. Become a white magician. All the magic you possess is based on your word, and you cast spells all the time with your opinions. You can either put a spell on someone with your word, or you can release someone from a spell. Lately, I've been thinking about the words that we say, the things that we say to ourselves, even the things that we say to other people. There was a reader. She doesn't have a channel anymore, and I don't know why, but I really liked her videos. It was Dream of Parisian Tarot. I know she's on TikTok, and she would say when you speak ill will against someone, that's basically you're doing black magic on them. So the same way you can say negative things about yourself or negative things about other people, you can say positive things to yourself or other people. And that's the way of being a white magician. But we're going to call it a light magician. You know, you want to be the light, not the dark. Two, as I'm saying that. Okay. Don't overdo. Always do your best. Always do your best, but don't overdo. When you overdo, you deplete your body and go against yourself, and it will take you longer to accomplish your goal. So sometimes when we have this idea of what we want, we think of all the things that we need to do or we feel like we have to do, and then just the thought of that can be overwhelming. So with that said, don't overdo it. Don't overthink it. Just do your best. Take your time. Small wins lead to bigger goals, you know, they lead to the ultimate goal. But don't try to overdo it. Don't put so much on your plate that you overwhelm yourself, because like it said, you can delay, the goal from being accomplished. Okay, now let me get another one. I'm gonna try to get one of each. Don't make assumptions. Assume nothing. In any kind of relationship, we can make the assumption that others know what we think, and we don't have to say what we want. We assume they're going to do what we want because they know us so well. If they don't do what we want, we feel hurt and think, how could you do that? You should know. That is so true. Sometimes we like, I know somebody for over 20 years, and I'm like, why do you still do the same thing that I don't like? I told you I didn't like it, but it's like sometimes you need to speak up, That's the whole point of this. It's like you have to speak up. If something bothers you, don't assume the person's going to know, that they're going to guess. Like in the Four Agreements book, we're all living in our dream. We have our own little worlds that we create for ourselves. And when we interact with other people, we're interacting in their world. So sometimes people are off in their world and they don't realize they're doing things that we don't like. So don't assume the person knows that you don't like something, or that, they should know everything, It's the same, give the same grace you expect other people to give to you, you should extend to others, essentially. So be impeccable with your word and don't take anything personally, which is the one we didn't get yet. I forgot. Let's just go with those three cards because I forgot which ones we did. Oh, be impeccable with your word. Oh, don't take anything personally, right? We didn't get that one, right? I'll just take this one. Become immune to poison. Be immune to poison. The whole world can gossip about you, and if you don't take it personally, you are immune. Immunity to poison in the middle of hell is the gift of the second agreement. So don't allow what other people think about you to affect you in any way. You know, people are going to think whatever they want about you. Remember, everybody has an opinion, just like we have assholes, you know, but that doesn't matter. You know, what other people think about you doesn't matter. What you think about yourself matters, you know. And if people are trying to project their insecurities, their fears onto you, don't allow it to affect you. Don't allow it to impact you. Don't allow it to infect you in any way. Okay? So that's the 4 agreements messages. Let's see what else we can get for September. I'm going to pause the video, okay? I'm going to look for cards. Okay, now let's see what's the news. What's something you need to look out for September? For September, what does the collective need to look out for? What does the collective need to look out for in September? September. What does the collective need to know for September? Before I started filming, I was doing a little dance workout. I needed it. A friend of mine, he inspired me. He told me he went to work out. And then I'm like, shit, I'm outside and I've been wanting to go out and dance because I like to work out outside. And yeah, I danced. He inspired me. So high vibing, good vibes, living to the fullest, enjoying the present. Okay, that's for September. Anything else for September? New boo, new love, learning each other, and what's this? Flirtation. Okay, I like that. What else? Okay, we got 2 cards. We got snack, obsession, physical attraction, sex appeal, and then ghost, no closure, cowardice, and disappearing act. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, penny pinching. I feel like this is saying that be cautious of the way you're spending in September. You know, if you need to create a budget, do that, follow it. Start planning how you want to spend. Possibly do like meal planning so you know what you need to get from the grocery store or the supermarket. Consider starting like a savings plan or even looking at investment options for yourself, especially if it's for retirement or, you know, you just want to build your wealth in any way. So that's what we have for September, but then let's go into the other cards. High vibing. Okay. You know, I feel like September may be a good month for the collective. And the collective is my collective. So if you happen to come across this video and you watch it, September might be a good month for you, you know, but it's dependent on how you are taking in the things that come your way. And, you know, there may be things that may throw you for a loop, that may happen unexpectedly, but how you're taking things in, how you're letting it impact you, your mind frame, your mindset needs to be in a positive place so that it doesn't have a negative impact on you. You know, sometimes, you know, there may be an issue that you may have to be the bigger person in, you know, and not allow anybody to try to bring you down. And it's good that, you know, it kind of ties in with the 4 agreements. You know, don't allow other people's poison to affect you in any way. Don't allow them to change the way you feel about yourself. Whatever goals you have for yourself this September, don't let anything try to deter you in any way. Just stay focused, keep a positive mindset, and not let things get you down. If anything comes up that may, you know, may deter you or cause you to have to take a different direction, or it's just something unexpected, you know, something that may be disappointing that you may encounter, but always know that if something's for you, it will be for you. And if it's not, then it will go away. It will disappear, you know, it will ghost, you know. And it's interesting I'm saying that, and we have the ghost card, but I'm going to get into that later. Now with the new boo, some of you may be meeting nobody. My lips want to move and my tongue wants to move, but they want to move in different directions. New boo. Wow, that sounds so dirty. A Forgive me, please, because I just thought of something dirty. Okay, new boo, new love, learning each other, flirtation. So some of you may be meeting someone new, or there may be somebody that you are interacting with, but it's friendly, but then you may start getting flirtatious with them. They may start being flirtatious with you, and it may take your relationship, it may take you out of the friend zone and put you in a different arena if you weren't put in the friend zone, you know. So your relationship as friends can be transitioning into one where you start to become lovers, you know, or you just continue to learn each other, but in a more intimate way. And it doesn't have to be sexual. It could just be you having deeper conversations, you're getting to know each other about your histories, you know, your experiences, your likes, your dislikes, your future plans, your goals, what you know, those types of things. So that may be happening for some of you. Now with the snack coming in, obsession, physical attraction, appeal, sex appeal. If it's tied to this new boo and the high vibing, some of you may be meeting someone who is very chill, very relaxed, very go with the flow. But with me saying that, you may have to be aware, because this person may not want to have something serious. So that may not resonate with everybody, but that may be the case for some. So this person may probably want to just have a hookup relationship, possibly like a friends with benefits, something like that. And if it is something like that, this person may end up ghosting you. You may end up ghosting them, or it could be the fact that you and this person are enjoying each other. You know, we have snacks that we enjoy. Maybe you see each other as snacks, and you are enjoying the company that you share, the energy that you're exchanging. It could be that, right? But it could also be someone who may not be wanting a serious relationship. It could just be somebody that wants to have a fling. You know, like. It's like what they call it, cuffing season. So maybe it's just somebody that wants to have somebody during this transition that we're going into fall. But it can end up being, in the worst case scenario, is this person may ghost you, or you may ghost them. They may disappear, you know, and they may disappear and may reappear, you know. But another thing too that came up is it could be somebody that, you know, when you're in this new relationship, if you're in a new relationship and somebody finds out about it, somebody from the past may reappear. And that's what I got when I saw this card initially, you know. So if there is somebody who disappeared, you know, you hadn't seen them for a long time, a while, whatever amount of time it was, you haven't been in contact with them, you haven't heard anything about them, even from mutual friends or family or anything, this person may be reappearing as you're, you know, getting into this new phase in your life, you know, at least in this new phase in September, where you possibly are meeting somebody. But it could be that this person may want to come back and then reignite the relationship. But I don't think it's that so much. I think this is somebody that may be coming back, reappearing in your life in September. Okay. I don't know if I brought tarot cards. Let me see. I'm going to pause again. 13 on the clock. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to go into tarot now. Let's just get a couple of messages from tarot. See what comes out for September 2025 for the collective. What messages does the collective need to know at this time? It's funny because my order in Duncan, it added up to 13. As I was crossing the street, I saw the number 13 on the countdown before the light changes. And then 13. So 13, you may be seeing 13. It's still 13 minutes into the video. But you may be seeing 13. You may be born on the 13th. Something may be happening on September 13th. Not exactly sure what that could be. Your birthday could be on the 13th. Your apartment. Well, I don't know if any buildings have the number 13 apartment, because they say that's a bad luck number. Like, that number's bad luck. I don't think so. But it's also Scorpio. It's a death card. So some of you, okay, now that I mentioned that, some of you may be experiencing some sort of ending. And it's funny because when I saw the 13 on the street light, the crossing light, I thought of ending. Something's ending. So there may be some sort of ending. It could be you're leaving a job. You could be ending a relationship, ending a friendship, ending a contract. Be anything, but I thought about that. So it's interesting that I saw 13. You may be a Scorpio too. I know I am. Okay, so what does the collective, you know? messages is collective into one. It doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. I don't really use these cards outside because they're pricey and I can't afford to use them. No, it's not. I can't use an incomplete deck. So, okay, so we have the Hanged Man, which is number 12. Reduces down to 3. So the Hanged Man is Piscean energy. So some of you may be having to look at things from a different perspective. There may be a change of mind. Some of you may be waiting for something to happen. You may be waiting for news and you may receive it on the 13th of September. Or the 4th, if you reduce it down, the 4th of September, September 4. Okay, anything else? 4 swords. No, is that? No, 6 of swords. 6 of swords. Okay. Wow. The 4 of swords came out with the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. I mentioned that there was going to be some sort of ending, and it's going to have you thinking about things from a different perspective. You're going to be moving away from like some conflict, because whenever I look at this 6 of Swords card, I always think of the 2 swans in the background. You know, swans are supposed to be soulmates, but like I mentioned in a previous reading, there's a black swan and a white swan. So there may be differing opinions. Maybe there's going to be a break in a relationship because you're not agreeing. You're not seeing eye to eye. And whatever relationship dynamic it is. It could be a romantic. It could be professional. It could even be contractual. But I think with this separation, there's going to be time for you to rest, to reflect, to meditate, to, consider what has happened already. You're going to be, maybe there will be some sort of healing that you need to experience, or you need to go through during this, after the ending. But with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like you may be thinking about what your next move is, what your next project is going to be, what do you want to grow, what do you want to invest in. You may be thinking about that. That's where the break could be coming in. So you may be taking a break from something where you need to basically reflect on everything that has happened, how your goals have, whatever goals you have, if you have goals, whatever has transpired. It's a matter of you going inward, introspection, and going within, and considering how you have invested in the past and how you want to invest in the future. Because when you think of the 6 of Swords, it's moving away from conflict, it's moving away from controversy, it's moving away from sadness, stress, heartache, grief. It could be that. And any death, there will be grief, depending on if it was something that's unexpected that you didn't see coming. So it could be that. All right. So I'm going to get a love deck and see what else we could get for September. All right. So let's see what's going to be happening for some of you when it comes to love. I know the first reading was a little bit about love, but it was more general. Let's see specifically what love messages you have for the collective. What love messages do you have for the collective? I'm filming right now. Yeah, the card Only You. Devoted, attached, crave. I'm working right now. What else? Conflicted. Decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices. That is conflicting. That is conflicting because if it's only you, then okay, these 2 cards flip, but I saw other cards too. So what is this conflict about? Let me shuffle this one more time. Ooh, it's so windy. It's like 60-something degrees in New York. I love it because I love fall. It's not fall yet, but it sure as hell feels like it, and I'm loving it. Like McDonald's, I'm loving it. Even though I don't eat McDonald's. One more. Can I get one more? Only you and conflicted. This one. Realizations of twin flames. Okay. Ooh. Okay, some of you, this is interesting because, and I'm going to tell you why, because what came to my mind is like, I don't really know about twin flames. I don't know if that's real or anything. But it's interesting that all of these cards are black and white. But the realization is like something's being illuminated. Someone's getting clarity. And one of the cards I flipped that I put back was clarity. Also ecstasy flipped over too. So some of you may be in a dynamic right now where you may be focused on one person, or there's a person focused on you, but there may be some conflict coming. I'm not sure from whose part, but twin flames. All right, let me. Okay. All right. So twin flames says mirroring, shared feelings, and reflection. So whoever you may be dealing with, they may be feeling conflicted. They may be mirroring your actions. Or inactions. Some of you may be sharing feelings with this person, but this person could be having a realization. Someone's having a realization about your relationship. They probably see that it's something that's not something that's shallow. They don't see it as something that's shallow. They think it's something that is more meaningful, possibly important. It's an important connection. Because it says realizations, epiphanies, understandings, awakenings. So it's like this person is being awakened. Maybe this person has been dormant, hasn't been very active in the relationship, probably hasn't been, maybe there could have been some sort of pause, because with this gray, maybe there's a gray area between you and this person. This person's now having a realization about you, and they may see you as someone who could be like a soulmate, because I think twin flame thing is kind of like the soulmate, but it's just a different type of soulmate. It's like the only one, like the main one, the person, like your other half, but even though you are your own person, they are their own person, but you and them are like something beautiful together, right? If you believe in this. So this person may be seeing that someone sees that there's something deeper. Yeah, there's a deeper meaning between you and them in the relationship. Let me see what's at the bottom of the deck. Fantasy, daydreaming, imagining, fantasize. This person may be fantasizing about you in September. I think September you may be seeing some changes in the relationship. Sometimes when you think of fantasy, you can think of delusions. You can think about illusions, things that aren't real. And it could be that, maybe somebody was like, no, that's a fantasy. That twin flames, soulmates, that's not real. That's not true. No, I don't believe in that. But this person may be seeing things that it's kind of pointing to them that you and this person have a deeper connection than they were wanting to admit to, because they were like, I didn't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Maybe in the past, they've experienced some sort of relationship in which they were being drained emotionally, maybe financially, energetically, spiritually. And it impacted them in some way, and it caused them to no longer believe in, fairy tales. Because there's this idea that twin flames is kind of like a fairy tale, and it could be, for all we know. We don't know. But I split the deck in stress, turbulence, tensions, arguments. Maybe this person is having this inner conflict. It's a conflict that they have within themselves. And maybe that's where the gray area is coming from. Maybe if your relationship has become stagnant, this person in September is maybe having this realization that your relationship is deeper than what they thought it was. And I guess the magnitude or the importance of the relationship and its impact can be causing a level of stress for this person, because you don't want to mess it up, especially if it's something very important to you. You don't want to ruin a good thing because of whatever happened in the past, or maybe personal fears or insecurities. So that could be what you may be experiencing in love in September. But that's for those who are connected to somebody. Yeah, that's the message I'm getting for love for September. Now let's get angel answers, and then we're going to close out the reading for September. I keep saying September just to remind myself. Okay. Wow. What messages does the collective? What angel answer message? I would like for you to think of some questions you may have. It could be a yes or no question. It could just be an open-ended question, and we'll see if there's an answer that may resonate with you in some way. So what messages do you have? What angel answer messages do you have for the collective? I had 2 cards that fell. Three cards, okay. Okay. So the first card we have is if you believe. Wow, this came out in the previous reading I did. I don't know if I'm going to post that reading because I got a little. If you believe, I don't know, I was channeling somebody that was frustrated. It's up to you. It's up to you if you believe and get more information. Okay, so I hope this reading was helpful for you. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'm wishing you a wonderful September and a wonderful day ahead. Bye.